Hey, good morning. It is Saturday, November 22nd. So, this is energy for the week for tomorrow, Sunday, the 23rd, through next Saturday, which would be the 29th. Few things came up. One was I had started to feel like some of the energy that felt really intense for me through this week and kind of didn't go away and kind of felt like it kept building. Just like yesterday and into this morning, I started to feel like maybe it wasn't as intense. And when I went in meditation this morning, I kind of clearly got it's not that it's less intense, it's just that your system has adapted to the level. But it's not over. Because I was kind of asking, like, are we past some of the intense? Because I don't know about you guys, but I felt like the collective energy was just very tense and intense this whole week. And so, but I kind of clearly got that it's not yet quite over. In fact, I almost got the image of like a tube of toothpaste and like flat on like a table or counter and almost like a rod or a rolling pin, like, because it was very much about the squeeze. And the squeeze was directed towards a certain individual, feeling more and more squeeze after everything that transpired this past week, especially. Interesting, I had mentioned in the last couple weeks that I had originally several weeks ago been given November 13th as an interesting date to watch. And then a couple weeks, last week and the week before at least, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, because I don't always remember these, was the 13th through the 20th, 21st. So, of course, the evening of the 12th was when we first started hearing information about emails. The 13th was when kind of like the big scouring and like noticeable drop of information like really came kind of flooding in, at least as far as I was seeing. Which of course, a lot of stuff continued about that. And the feeling is that the squeeze as a generalization is not over. And I actually am wondering if part of that that also fell into that window, like into the end of that window, was the discussion about a certain recorded phone call. So that's interesting, and we'll have to see how that plays out. So watch your ketchup. The ketchup may be flying. The other thing, let me think a second, hold on. Yeah, I wanted to mention that the next few days, like before Thanksgiving, is I'm not getting really, really clear. I kind of kept getting the feeling of the 23rd being an intense day as well. So I'm not sure, especially that being a Sunday, like when I was kind of feeling that a little bit over the last week or so, I hadn't realized what day of the week it is. It's not like Sunday is usually like a giant news day, but I feel like between now and getting into the Thanksgiving holiday is where some of that squeeze may feel like highly, highly intense. So just watch several days here coming up. I also had this image that is going to be a little bit difficult for me to explain. It was almost like a wooden walkway that would. I don't think it was this, but it reminded me of like a boardwalk or like a wooden pier walkway. It kind of looked similar in fashion to that. I don't know that that's like supposed to be so literal, but it was like a wooden walkway, and along the side of it, it was almost like it caught my periphery and I turned to look at it, were stakes all the way through with different flags. And it was like all of these different flags flying in the wind. And as I was trying to kind of like sit into what is this that I'm viewing, what information do I need to know about this, it started to feel as though I was seeing like different nations' flags. And this sort of general sense of that, like, are different countries or different nations like coming to the table about something? Are they coming, like, how are they showing up in the chat? what are they coming into the discussion about? How are they coming in to present themselves as part of it? Kind of had a feeling of like they're all lining up in a united front. I can't get a clear indication of exactly when that energy feels like that may show up, but we'll see. Individually and separately, I do want to just say that I have a general feeling, whether this is related to anything I just said or not, a general feeling that the bill that was passed and signed, that's supposed to be, it started a 30-day clock. That's ridiculous. Can we just get it over with? Because we all know at least some of what's in there, right? I don't know whether it feels as though there's either the way it's presented, how much is presented, or how long it takes to finally present it, one way or another, is going to end up, I do strongly feel we're going to end up seeing like leaks and whistleblowers involved. So whether that's people trying to be sneaky about what comes out, how it comes out, how quickly it comes out, because the bill did include language that stated that if there were redactions, it had to be clearly specified, outlined, and delineated about why, and that had to be passed through Congress for like approval and authorization of the understanding of the why. So I don't know if it's going to be like we're trying to be sneaky about it. I do want to mention again, as I said last week, I strongly urge people to be prepared for the idea that there could be information that feels very disappointing and even potentially scary around people that we thought may have been on the right side of history and are not. And in addition to that, I want to caution people to hold your consciousness, find your grounding, find your support, like slow your reaction, and kind of, I don't even like to say keep your emotions in check, because we got emotions and those guys need to be heard, but I have a very strong sense that this is eventually going to lead to the kind of information that has the potential to rock the world, like not just the rings that were going on and the sitting in traffic that was happening, but the money, the names, the parts of the world, like, I think it has the potential to eventually expose, my goodness, which bring them all to the front, line them all up. Because if we need to see something different in our future, we need it all. So be prepared for that. So I wanted to mention that as well. I also still, even with last night's announcement that Marge is hitting the bricks in January, I've seen some people say, like, oh, she's going to end up running for president. I've seen some people say, she has other plans or something. I still do not trust that I think we're going to see her do some things that are the right side of history. I still do not entirely feel that I can trust the why behind it. I still feel like there is a deep sense of self-serving in that, and still very divisive when it comes down to it. Like, she thinks that she's trying to do the right things, but it's still, even this whole America First thing, like, yes, we have to take care of our people here, but that is not at the expense of, kind of feel. So I do not fully trust everything about the behind the scenes why on that is happening. So that's my sense so far. You stuck around long enough. Great. Thank you. And have a great weekend. And I'll try to pop on before Thanksgiving. I know I haven't been around as much as I was trying to for a while there, but it's been a lot. The energy's been heavy. There's been some personal things. It's just been a lot. So bear with me. I appreciate you guys.